Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. I am Sdanwolf, and we are jumping back into some Planet Zoo because I kind of wanted to get in here and flesh out a little bit of a tiger idea. You know, surprisingly, I did not really go like massive tiger, giant waterfalls, you know, huge enclosure. I kept it a little bit subdued. I just thought that I want to pack in more animals to this area, so I don't want it. I just didn't want like this massive giant tiger sanctuary. Even though those can be really cool, I still wanted to keep this this area a little more intimate. And also too, I want to kind of expand on like an upper viewing area up here. You see right now, it's just it's empty up here. I don't even have a path, but I want them to be able to look down onto the tigers from up here as well. And then of course we've got the little water section down here where you'd be able to watch them swim. Realistically speaking, we have this little too low, and all of these people, or at least a few of them that couldn't run very fast, would be mauled to death by now with this tiny little glass fence. But like I said, it was one of those ideas that it just hit me, and I thought, I need to jump in and try to make that happen as far as the split between the normal enclosure and the water section. And you know, any excuse I have to kind of jump back in to Suyana Zoo is a good excuse, because like I said, I'm having a ton of fun in Planet Coaster, but I don't want to leave you Planet Zoo people just totally hanging either. And don't forget that this version of Suyana Zoo, it's not like Planet Coaster, where I typically I've never even really put any of those on the workshop hardly until they were done. You can go play this right now. So while you're waiting for me to get back into Planet Zoo, or really kind of get back in here and mess with it on a daily type level, you can come in here and mess around and kind of show me you know, things you've changed or animals you've added. I've had a couple people send me some screenshots on I always get excited when I get an Instagram message request, because normally it's like people, they're like, hey man, I know I do not want to bug you, but I did this with I put some African elephants in Suyana Zoo and I really wanted you to see it. Guys, it doesn't bug me at all. I love when you guys reach out to me and sending me pictures of the zoo and things you've changed around, or just awesome screenshots you've taken at different times of the day and you send them to me. That absolutely makes my day. You guys in here playing around and switching stuff around and taking pictures. That is pretty stinking cool. I guess what we need to do is let's give the new people, maybe the algorithm just recommended this to you. You're like 10 episodes behind. This is just a hyper fantasy park, hyper fantasy zoo that we decided to come in and start after our realistic zoo, Pine Creek. So that was more of a tribute zoo to Bro Nation, to a lot of the people that over there that helped me with that project, and just kind of tapping in to that level of design, that level of realism design. And you know, after we got that out of our system, and that's in a playlist right now, you can go watch that. It's hours and hours of episodes and footage. It's called Pine Creek Zoo. After I got that done, I wanted to come in and just go full on fantasy. Don't worry about the backstage, any of that stuff. I just wanted to create like what I was telling Nutrihirsch, a couple of my other buddies, coaster designer. I wanted this to be like a mixture of Animal Kingdom and Islands of Adventure. So I really wanted that mysterious type of atmosphere to it. The animals had to be discovered instead of just, you know, like I really wanted you to have to seek them out instead of just walking in a line or doing a big circle and finding them. And that's what kind of goes with a lot of the low signage in the zoo. Like there aren't big signs that really necessarily point you towards the orangutans or the Indian elephants or the jaguars. That is really the whole purpose of Suyana Zoo, is that level of discovery and mystery that you really have to get out there and explore these different caves and these different passageways and try to find these animals. So you'll notice if you come right off of the main path, if you were to end up peeling off to the right, you come out here to kind of like the orangutan sanctuary. They've got their big waterfall out here in their lagoon. They've got their climbing structures that go out over the water. And one of my favorite exhibits in the zoo. One of the earliest exhibits, but one of my favorite. And we're skipping a little bit ahead. Let me take you back out here. This is Jagwire Falls. So these are the falls that kind of like greet every guest as you come in. So you have to pass by these, whether you're getting a ticket or whether you're a season pass holder going in. That is the first thing you will notice once you get out of your car and make your way to the entrance is Jagwire Falls, presided over by this huge treehouse village. Whoops, we jumped back into the orangutans. Yeah, here we go. This huge treehouse village that kind of sits over the falls and the river up here, and it finally spills out into the entrance lagoon. And then, of course, over here to the left, we have our ticket and information center. And then when you're good to go, you come through these doors and scan your ticket. And then you're essentially on our makeshift kind of like Main Street greeting area. Buildings flanked on each side by you're just flanked by these wonderful South American facades by my buddy Michelle, who has helped tremendously shape the story and the entrance of the zoo, and even has helped out farther back into the zoo, which we'll get to in a minute. One of my two main features right at the entrance as well is Woody's aviary, and his also what he actually had started out as like a Himalayan brown bear exhibit. I have actually turned into Chimp Ridge. So I've used his exhibit and I've made it to where, oh, there goes one. I've made it to where the chimps now call this place home. So I just think it converted really, really well. And really happy with how that turned out. Of course, we saw you stopped by and saw the orangutans. Then we have these massive saltwater crocodiles over here. This is their lagoon. We have a little step down underwater area here where you could get close with these big guys. They have their own little waterfall. Really, really kind of secluded back in here. I really liked how this came out as well. Really shaded for them, but we've given them the deeper lagoon, and they also have the shallow area up here so they can come up here and bask and get out of the water. I kind of went all Mike Nitro with this little area right here. This is just our kind of like a little walk through nature area, which I want to make happen even more as we kind of move out through the zoo. And like I said, it just kind of helps with the animals not being just on top of each other with exhibit after exhibit after exhibit. So that's kind of what that little area is. That's what that little area is all about. Then if you move over here to the far area of the zoo so far, you've got your Indian Rhinoceros exhibit over here. Really, really happy with how this turned out. We've got the elevated viewing platforms, and you can get, if you come up here to the edge, you can get really, really good shots of the rhinos out here. Massive, massive enclosure. Isabella, we've got an anteater about to inbreed. Please do not. Isabella, stop being nasty. We will close you off for now, please. So yeah, this is speaking of the anteater section. This is their little park. It kind of encompasses the whole play area, adventure area, and that is. I know I'm jumping all around and getting ahead of myself, but I get really excited about this zoo. We've put in so much work. We've brought in different blueprints. I can't remember right off the top. Let me just make sure I give a proper shout out for the anteater. The anteater playground. What is it here? Yeah, here we go. Load up for me, please. Villa.Gibberts. Anteater playground. Really, really ended up loving that. Those are my custom rock towers. And then over here we've got, we've got our giant towers right here by Bobson. So that's Bobson's Fantastic Climbing Treehouse, and all of this just kind of encompasses the adventure area, the play area, if you will. And then of course I didn't actually tear down the construction walls yet, but this is going to be like, we're going to do pandas over here. We've got the Bengal tigers kind of set up, kind of exploring the area. They literally just went in before we filmed this video. And then what else do we have here? We've got some more of Michelle's kind of like his shop buildings that flank the Gharial Cove over here. So this is really cool. See, we've got the Gharials all kind of they weave in and out of this little mysterious jungle type area, and you can look down on them. We've still got tons of little babies in here that we need to get rid of. If you have to go back and watch, like, starting at episode 8 to find out kind of what happened and what led to that. Where else do we need to go? Coming in right here, we've got our little Pygmy Hippo exhibit. Those guys are always fun to watch run and play. Like we were saying, like I was telling Woody, they don't get in the water too much, but nonetheless, we've got them a pretty cool little spot right back in here, kind of carved out. And then across from Chimp Ridge, we have our Jaguars. They just had another little baby. These guys are breeding very, very successfully. I had to release a bunch of them out into the wild. Look at the little baby, he's running. Really, really fun to just see them use the habitats and all the little caves and the little underpasses and the water. And I love how they use that big log as well. Really, really cool. I think we just got to go. Yep, some Gharials are maturing. So that is really, really cool. Like I said, we'll have to get rid of some of those babies. And then, like I alluded to earlier, remember about not having big signs, but if you are a little bit of intuitive, you can notice the giant wooden elephant carvings up here. And sure enough, once you make your way up in here, you are greeted with the Indian elephant exhibit. So that is really, really cool. They're doing good on offspring as well. Our Bengal tigers are already about to have an offspring. This is their little lagoon and their waterfall. So I think that came out really, really cool. And to toot Michelle's horn just a little bit more, this is another version of the South American houses and area. And I was thinking up here, maybe trying to do some gorilla type exhibit, or I want to do some kind of big gorilla exhibit up there. That's kind of what my heart's set on with that. So we'll just kind of have to, just have to see how we roll with that. But anyways, guys, yeah, I have not given you a Planet Zoo update in quite a couple weeks. And also, too, with June getting here, I mean, I know what happened to May, but with June running up on us, we are June 11th as of this recording, June 10th. I'm thinking maybe we'll start to get some trickling of DLC information. Maybe we need to do us a speculation video coming up very soon. And because like we said, if they're still holding true to the July time frame that I've kind of laid out for you guys, I'm thinking come July, maybe even late June, we will get us some kind of new DLC. And of course, we will be covering it right here on the channel. So let me know your thoughts on Suyana Zoo. Let me know if you've got to jump in and mess with it here lately, or if you've got any blueprints you want to send me or you want me to try. And yeah, we will just kind of, we will see how it goes, and I will keep my ear to the ground and listen out for some news. Anyways, guys, I'm Sdanwolf. As always, thank you for stopping by and hanging out with me, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you. See you.